maybe if somebody watches Lily and I'm feeling okay. And it depends on the group too. I'm usually hesitant to join groups and, you know, things like that. Sometimes you don't always, you know, get the best mix. Or, you know, if they're too diehard, I usually tend to not mix as well with them. You know, so they're too much of a rules lawyer or, you know, too much of a diehard, it just usually doesn't work out that well.
Which
Unless
I'm a
they're
diehard.
really, yeah, but there are some people who are diehards that are, you know, really nice and polite about things, and then there are other people who are kind of like, oh, well, you don't know everything, you don't have the book memorized, I can't believe you don't know this. I think the most fun part about role-playing games is really the fact that you get to become a different character. I actually really like games that are more puzzle-oriented with some hack and slash in it, so I like something that's going to make you think a little bit, but I don't want to have to think big picture over the course of 6 adventures. You know, in some sort of really complicated, elaborate puzzle, but as, you know, kind of like tricks and traps and, you know, stuff like that.
Riddles.
Yeah, so I think that's, you know, the other reason why I've played a lot of rogues or thieves or, you know, things, bards, even rangers, because, you know, I kind of like that. So usually those characters work out really well. It depends on, I guess, what you're doing. I mean, if you're just role-playing the entire time, I don't think I could take it. I would just, you know, especially depending upon the character you play. So my assassin is not going to naturally take the lead of the party. A sorcerer might, or try and be more influential in the party, but I don't feel like, I mean, my assassin would, you know, state her opinion and make her point, but she's more likely to be less pushy, so I think it really depends on what kind of character you have, but I think I would probably go nuts. I will be honest with you. I need to be rolling something. Otherwise, why do you need dice in the first place?
What about rolling for verbal encounters and other things?
Maybe. I guess if I was, like, intimidating people and torturing them for information. There's gotta be something to keep you going. That's like watching an action movie where nobody dies or is in danger. I mean, then it's not really an action movie, right?
Then it's a kid's movie.
I mean, they're a sci-fi movie with, you know, no fantasy in it. It doesn't make any sense. If I wanted to watch a drama, I'd watch a drama. You know?
You are a player in my serial killer group. That makes sense.
Yes, but I'm a chaotic neutral character. Now, if I was playing, you know, like my druid, or if I was playing, you know, a different character, if I was playing a neutral good character, I wouldn't do that. If I was playing chaotic good, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I never play lawful good, with the exception of when I've played a paladin before, which was a terrible mistake. But, you know. You know, I think I would actually probably ask people what they wanted to hear. I don't know how many female gamers are out there that really have, you know, YouTube channels that are directed towards RPGs, so I would be interested in seeing what kind of things people have questions about or wonder about, I guess. Well, what would you guys want to see? I guess I don't know what people would want me to talk about. So I would need some ideas, or, you know, maybe some points of some topics or conversation to kind of go on. I would be most interested in probably the humor aspect of it. I really like a lot of, I don't know, I mean, you show me a lot of videos, but I mean, the ones that stick out, of course, are the ones that are always really funny. If they are more than 5 minutes long, I'm never going to watch them. I'm sorry. It could be great. It could be fantastic. But especially if it goes over 15 minutes, no way. I feel like I would, get so invested after 2 minutes. I would feel obligated to watch until 15 minutes. But I might actually get bored at some point. But you wonder, well, are they going to get to a point between 2 minutes and 15 minutes that I might be interested in? I mean, it's too long. I think this video is too long, frankly.
This will be chopped up into multiple videos.
Oh, okay.
So that you'll have constant videos coming out over the next couple weeks, months, something. They'll be short.
Okay.
Very short. And instead of me talking, I'll do black screen with the text, and then it'll be you.
Okay. I assume you're cutting that part out too.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe I'll throw it in there as a blooper reel at the end. Maybe I'll make a blooper video as your trailer.
Oh, great.
It'll be awesome.
I think I could do short video segments about puzzles and tricks and traps. I think it's always really interesting. I think it's something that when I was running games, I always, sort of had a list of here's, 100 random puzzles, tricks, and traps, or, things that you could kind of throw in at the last minute. So if your party decided to, I don't know, invade like a wizard's house or, something like that that would kind of warrant having some little traps or something, then you would kind of have a little bit of a resource, and it makes for quick generation when you're, trying to figure out what everybody's going to do. So I would always kind of have a list in order to go off of, so I could do something related to that, but I don't know how detailed it would be, because, you don't want to go so detailed that somebody couldn't apply it to a different game that you're running. So if I'm talking about a die 20 base game and somebody else is running something that's a die 10 or a die 6 base, then they can still apply it without, having such details. But sometimes just having the general idea is, kind of key. So maybe. Possibly. I mean, if somebody wanted me to do a review on anything, I don't usually play too many futuristic games, but if somebody was interested in something in particular and, sent me like a PDF I could read about it, that would allow me to kind of play through it a little bit, then I would definitely do a review. I think it's pretty easy. I think it's really straightforward. It was actually quite quick, especially if you didn't have to pick out spells. I mean, it was very quick. But again, it was really quick if you have played D&D before, if you have a background so that so if you had played 3.5 and you were basically kind of familiar with what all the different skills would apply to, I feel like it was really quick. And the concept of having skills and feats separate, because it's given different names if you were to play 2nd edition. I think it's really nice. I actually really like that sort of idea versus having a flanking bonus or, a surprise or, you're surprised or whatever. I really like the advantage disadvantage because it's just really easy. You don't have to know, okay, well, if I'm surprised, in this game, is it a -4? Or do I lose my turn or my action? Or do I just have to go at the end of the round? Or does it actually negate from my initiative? I mean, there's so many different ways that games have done it that I think, especially for the person who's played multiple games, I think it makes it really easy to just either say that you have advantage or you have disadvantage, because it's straight through the entire game. You don't have to take, a -5 on this or a -2 on that or a -1 this time. So I think it probably makes it easier from a DM's perspective as well, because you're just telling everybody, okay, you know, these 3 people have disadvantage, or this turn you have advantage, you know, and then you can tell them why if they're not sure why. But I think it makes it probably a lot easier from DM's perspective, and then it's easier for a player too, especially if you have a lot of other players and there's a lot of things going on, or if you're a new player, to just know, okay, I get to take the highest, I get to take the lowest, or I just roll once. I think it makes it really easy. I really like Pathfinder, actually. I think it gives you a lot of different, I think there are a lot of different routes you can have your character take. I think it's more specific, but I would definitely play Pathfinder. I would definitely play 2nd edition again. I would actually play 3.5 again as well. I never played 4th edition, so I don't really know. I play 2nd, I would still play 3.5, I would still play Pathfinder, but I do like the new D&D. I think it really, for me, depends on how I wanted my character to be, you know, how I envisioned my character, I guess, and that would really make a difference with what system I'm playing. There might be certain characters that I wouldn't play in certain systems. Well, what would you guys want to see?